Welcome to the sanctuary, my dearly beloved anointed ones. I need you to stop scrolling and lock your attention right now. Heaven is demanding your complete and unbroken focus. Someone who treated you as completely replaceable is experiencing a public and irreversible system crash. The false mask they wore has entirely shattered, and they are completely unraveling in front of the exact people they used to gossip with to destroy your name. Do not dare to move past this urgent message. This is not a random coincidence at all. The Matrix algorithm absolutely did not bring you to this exact moment in time. Heaven intercepted your feed because you are standing at the critical threshold of a massive timeline shift. The enemy is screaming at you to swipe away. He knows this specific revelation will permanently destroy his lingering hold over your spirit. If you leave before the end, you actively choose to forfeit your massive blessing. You will miss the exact prophetic instruction that guarantees the major breakthrough you have been crying out for. Lock your powerful attention right here in this safe space. The final verdict on your next 10 years is about to be read aloud. And it involves the spectacular and humiliating collapse of your greatest tormentor. Let us talk about what is happening inside your physical body right now. You are physically exhausted in a deep way that ordinary sleep cannot fix. You wake up at exactly 3 a.m. with your jaw clenched painfully tight. Your heavy heart races uncontrollably in the dark silence. A heavy and suffocating weight sits squarely on your chest before you even manage to open your eyes. You force a smile and push through the immense daily pain. Listen to me very carefully as I reveal the raw truth. That heavy sensation is not a medical anxiety condition. Your brilliant mind is certainly not going crazy. The toxic matrix wants you to believe you are simply stressed or permanently broken. But that physical weight is your highly advanced spirit detecting the absolute panic of your enemies. They just realized they permanently lost all access to your pure light. And now they are desperately starving for your energy. For years you operated as a human battery. You poured your golden energy into their bottomless emotional pits. You loved them with a pure and innocent heart. And when they drained you completely dry, they callously walked away and called you the entire problem. They foolishly discarded your precious soul like a worthless object. You feel that burning lump sitting in your throat right now. It is the exact pain you keep swallowing down every time their name comes up. I need you to stop swallowing that bitter poison. You have been choking on the raw truth to protect the fake peace of a master manipulator. Your dignified silence was a truly lethal weapon, but it also took a massive toll on your sensitive nervous system. Your daily reality slowly became a dense and suffocating brain fog. The genius cellular intuition you had as a gifted child went completely silent. You watch ordinary matrix people succeed effortlessly every single day, while you constantly struggle to just get out of bed and face the morning. It physically feels like you are permanently trapped in a dark waiting room. You are waiting in wound for a genuine apology that will never come. But you must deeply understand your true spiritual identity today. You were never the random anomaly in someone else's perfectly healthy life. You were the ultimate mirror reflecting their dark soul. You were the blazing sun that exposed the rotten and decayed core they desperately tried to hide. They attacked you viciously out of pure and unadulterated envy. They absolutely despised your beautiful and unbothered light. You mistakenly thought your painful isolation was a cruel punishment. You thought heaven had completely forgotten about your silent struggles. But this intense period of crushing loneliness is your divine formation season. Heaven intentionally isolated you to protect you from the toxic spiritual infection of the Matrix. You are a powerful cycle breaker, carrying the heavy generational trauma of your entire bloodline. You carry this heavy, energetic load completely on your own shoulders. You are one of the rare 2 people on Earth meant to receive this specific transmission today. Your silent tears were never wasted on the ground. Your painful battles in the dark were carefully recorded by the highest courts of heaven. The fools who loudly mocked your genuine kindness are about to face justice. Their spectacular public humiliation is already in full motion. There is absolutely nothing they can do to stop it. Do not let the physical weariness convince you that you have finally lost the war. The extreme spiritual exhaustion always peaks right before the absolute quantum shift occurs. Your terrified enemies are making loud noises because they have nothing left but cheap illusions. They fully expected your painful departure to break you into tiny and irreparable pieces, but instead you became their worst possible nightmare. You became the massive uncertainty they were never mentally built to handle. And now, the spiritual scales are actively balancing with terrifying and brutal precision. The universe is aggressively stripping away their unearned power while restoring your cellular vitality. Your long season of silent suffering is officially over. Prepare your spirit to witness the exact sequence of their devastating downfall. Now let us go much deeper into this exact dynamic, because what you are feeling right now is not new. You have carried this heavy, energetic burden for years. You absorbed their toxic poison to keep the false peace. And every single time you tried to establish a boundary, they twisted your words to make you look completely insane. You swallowed the blame to save the connection. They quickly ran to anyone who would listen to their lies. They painted a deeply fake picture of their own victimhood. They constructed a completely false narrative about your mental state, and it hurt you in a way that mere words cannot fully describe. You watched the flying monkeys eagerly gather around them. You saw the brutal betrayal of the people you actually trusted. Your physical body absorbed the massive shock of that betrayal. That is exactly why your shoulders are perpetually tight. That is why your digestion stopped working correctly. It is why you feel completely drained after simple conversations. Your highly sensitive nervous system was constantly fighting an invisible spiritual war. You were fighting demons that did not even belong to you. But here is the raw truth they could never say out loud. Listen closely, because the enemy tried hard to hide this from you. Your painful departure did not actually destroy your destiny. Their brutal rejection was your absolute divine protection. Heaven forcefully removed them because they were actively blocking your massive incoming blessing. You did not lose a single thing of value. Let me completely reframe your reality right here and right now. You are not a broken victim recovering from a bad situation. You are a demonstrated warrior of light who survived a severe spiritual attack. You were always the brilliant sun in their dark and empty universe. You provided the vital energy that kept their hollow existence looking somewhat acceptable to the world. They were nothing but a spiritual parasite feeding on your empathy. You were the beautiful stabilizer of their chaotic environment, and they fully expected your departure to destroy your radiant spirit. They waited with bated breath for you to fail spectacularly. But this is exactly where their entire manipulation deeply miscalculated. They completely underestimated your divine lineage. Instead of begging for their return, you gave them absolute silence. You probably did not realize it at the time, but your dignified silence was a lethal weapon that starved their demons. You cut the cord and instantly stopped the energetic exchange. And without your pure golden energy to sustain them, their fake mask began to slip. The decay started happening from the inside out. Look closely at the physical evidence of this divine truth. Time was supposed to age you and break your beautiful spirit. Yet here you are, making time itself look like an absolute fool. You walked through the blazing fire and came out with an ageless glow. You carry a specific and irreplaceable gravity that commands immediate respect, while their dark envy is aging them rapidly. Pay very close attention to this next critical part. 99% of ordinary people completely miss this massive shift. The narcissist is absolutely terrified of your spiritual elevation. They are desperately trying to drag you back down to their low frequency, because they finally realize that your specific depth is utterly unreplicable. They can never replace your pure light. They are frantically searching for a cheap copy of you. They are surrounded by shallow people who offer no real substance, and every time your sacred name comes up in their empty conversations, they feel intense agony. It hits them with the crushing weight of their own foolishness. They threw away the only genuine diamond they ever held, just to play with cheap and dirty rocks. You are the ultimate cycle breaker of your entire bloodline. The generational patterns of poverty and broken relationships end directly with you. Heaven chose you specifically for this monumental task because of your pure heart. You carry the divine mandate to shatter the dark matrix programming. You are not ordinary. You are the remnant chosen to rebuild the spiritual kingdom today. Everything happening in your life right now is absolute divine alignment. The closed doors were heaven slamming shut the traps of the enemy. The confusing isolation was your necessary incubation season. Your brilliant mind is currently being upgraded to a much higher frequency. You are stepping into a supreme power that makes you completely untouchable to their pathetic attacks. Read that again in your spirit and let it settle deep. If this truth is resonating with your cellular knowing right now, do not move. The universe is actively realigning the entire board in your ultimate favor. The people who lied on your glorious name are about to experience the terrifying wrath of divine justice. Your absolute vindication is already written in the stars. We are just getting started on uncovering their dark secrets. There are 3 specific truths the manipulator is actively trying to hide from the public. I am going to reveal every single one of them to you. And the third truth will completely change how you view your past. Do not scroll away because your enemies are praying you miss this exact prophetic instruction. Before we go any further into their dark psychology, we must address your physical reality. There is a specific physical reason your reality has not shifted yet. You have tried manifestation and endless meditation to fix your life. You poured your heart into healing, but your finances refuse to grow and your energy remains blocked. It feels exactly like an invisible wall. Listen to me very closely right now. The gap between you and the people who seem effortlessly blessed is not a lack of faith. It is absolutely not your lack of discipline. It is a brainwave frequency. Scientists have a specific name for it, and they simply call it gamma. And it is the exact frequency your beautiful brain was running when you were a child, back when ideas came easily. You felt that effortless genius as a child. You knew things before they happened. The entire world felt like it was completely on your side. Then the modern matrix went to work on you. The chronic stress and the daily survival routine systematically suppressed that sacred frequency, while the toxic narcissists in your life actively drained that exact energy. Your true power was sealed away without your consent. Every single year, this divine frequency was pushed deeper below the surface. The version of you with lightning, intuition, and incredible luck went completely silent. Most people will live their entire lives without ever knowing this silent tragedy happened to them, but you are absolutely not like most ordinary people. You are the chosen cycle breaker, and heaven is preparing to reactivate what was stolen from your bloodline. This brings us right back to the master manipulator who tried to break you. Here is what happens when a lie gets built, that impossibly big. The enemy spent years constructing a massive illusion for the public to consume, desperately painting themselves as the innocent victim in every single scenario. They gathered their flying monkeys to fiercely protect their fragile and pathetic ego, but the spiritual cost of their terrible betrayal was compounding every single day. Heaven is now releasing 3 specific truths about what they are hiding. The first truth is that they are completely exhausted by their own fake mask. It takes an immense amount of dark energy to constantly maintain a massive lie. And because you are no longer supplying them with your pure light, they are currently starving. They literally cannot function without your stabilizing presence in their chaotic life. They walk into rooms and secretly hope someone will mention your glorious name. They pretend to be unbothered and perfectly happy on the surface, but behind closed doors, they are constantly experiencing terrifying and uncontrollable panic attacks. The heavy karma they projected onto you has bounced back to hit them directly. The second truth is that their current circle secretly despises them. The flying monkeys who eagerly helped them smear your good name are now turning against them. Darkness always turns on itself when the pure light is entirely removed from the room. Their fake friends are finally beginning to see the exact toxic traits you explicitly warned them about, and the entire fragile house of cards is shaking violently. They thought they could simply replace your divine energy with someone else. They quickly jumped into a new situation to prove they were winning the breakup, but the replacement absolutely does not carry your anointing or your deep spiritual gravity. The replacement is just a shallow mirror reflecting their own massive insecurities. They are desperately trying to force a connection that has no real soul. This is exactly where their entire manipulation completely miscalculated the universe. They arrogantly thought they controlled the narrative of your shared history. They arrogantly thought your quiet departure meant you had surrendered your power to them forever, and they fully expected you to stay trapped in a bitter cycle of endless regret. They wanted you to constantly beg for validation, but you stepped entirely out of their toxic matrix and became completely untouchable. You are no longer the convenient emotional sponge for their chaotic choices because you took back your sovereign power and shifted into your beautiful, ageless glow. Your silence is loudly destroying every single lie they ever told about your beautiful character. The divine court has already ruled in your favor. Let me deeply reframe your entire reality regarding their so-called happiness. Their loud public displays of joy are actually massive red flags of internal misery. Truly happy people do not need to constantly perform for an invisible audience. They constantly post their fake smiles because they are desperately trying to convince themselves, knowing they are entirely hollow inside without your golden energy. I need you to imagine this exact scenario happening behind their closed doors. The narcissist wakes up in the middle of the night, drenched in cold sweat. They instantly reach for their phone to check if you have finally reacted to their pathetic bait, but your total indifference is driving them to the edge of absolute madness. Your silence is a brutal weapon that starves their hungry demons. Type 777 in the comments right now to claim your power before we move to the next revelation. Which brings us to the third and final truth they are hiding. The narcissist has finally realized they messed with a supernatural entity. They did not just lose a good partner or a loyal friend. They permanently lost a rare spiritual diamond that kept their entire dark and chaotic world illuminated with pure grace. They literally pushed away their only real salvation. You carry a specific and completely irreplaceable gravity. Time was supposed to age you and leave you incredibly bitter about your past. Yet here you are making time itself look like an absolute fool because your spirit refuses to be broken. You did not just survive their brutal storm, you became the blazing sun that dictates the weather. You walked out of their toxic matrix and immediately started aging backwards. Heaven is now releasing 4 undeniable proofs of your supreme spiritual elevation. The fourth proof is the most powerful revelation you will ever hear today. Do not leave before you receive it. The first proof is your total energetic detachment. You no longer feel the desperate need to defend your sacred name to incredibly foolish people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Your beautiful silence is your absolute shield. You look at their pathetic attempts to smear you, and you feel nothing but deep pity. You have transcended the low frequency of earthly revenge, because you already know the divine court has issued a terrifying verdict against them, and vengeance completely belongs to the highest universe now. The second proof is your newly activated spiritual vision. You can instantly spot a matrix agent or a dark narcissist from a mile away. They can no longer hide behind their charming fake smiles. Your cellular intuition instantly detects their foul frequency before they even speak a single word, and you immediately know their true intentions. You are no longer the naive empath waiting to be used. You have successfully weaponized your deep empathy. You only allow pure and elevated souls to enter your exclusive, energetic field. Anyone who brings chaotic drama is immediately evicted from your peaceful reality without any hesitation, because you finally know your exact worth. You hold the absolute sovereign power over your personal kingdom. The enemy hates that they can no longer easily access your pure light. The third proof of your massive shift is the daily synchronicities. You are seeing repeating angel numbers everywhere you look. Divine alignment is actively happening in your daily life. You are naturally attracting incredible opportunities without forcing anything, and the right people are magically appearing to support your ultimate vision. The heavy resistance you felt for years is suddenly and miraculously dissolving into thin air. This is the undeniable evidence that you are the true cycle breaker. The generational curse that plagued your bloodline for centuries is finally dead. You severed the dark cord with your sheer willpower and complete obedience. Heaven is actively preparing to flood your life with unprecedented financial and spiritual abundance because you held your absolute faith in the dark. Your harvest is absolutely guaranteed. Stay with me, because this next revelation is the ultimate key. We are approaching the fourth and most terrifying proof for your enemies. If this is resonating deeply with your cellular knowing right now, do not move. Type 1111 in the comments to physically anchor this exact shift into your new reality. Claim your supreme power. The fourth proof is the rapid public decay of your abusers. While you are glowing and ascending, they are visibly rotting. Your pure absence is the exact catalyst for their total destruction. They tried to bury you deep in the cold dirt, but they became the very shovel that dug up your magnificent and hidden treasure, completely exposing your true value to the entire world. You are the physical embodiment of their greatest failure. Every time they look in the mirror, they see the massive mistake they made. They threw away a literal diamond to play with incredibly cheap rocks. Your continued success is the ultimate daily punishment for their dark souls, and they are currently drowning in a dark sea of massive and inescapable regret. Let this raw truth settle into your beautiful spirit today. You were never meant to live a normal or average matrix life. You were intentionally designed to disrupt the toxic programming and free the chosen ones who are still trapped in the dark illusion. Your intense pain was merely the necessary fire that forged your invincible armor. You are an untouchable spiritual monarch ruling over your new reality. The dark elite are terrified of chosen ones like you waking up. They know that a fully activated cycle breaker is completely unstoppable because your frequency shatters their fake illusions instantly. Watch what happens next in the spiritual realm. It is mathematically precise and absolutely brutal. The universe is about to balance the scales in front of a massive crowd. Your grand vindication is approaching fast. I need you to fully embrace your new supernatural identity today. You are no longer the wounded healer constantly bleeding for ungrateful people who refuse to heal themselves. You have officially graduated from the brutal school of narcissistic abuse. You wear your invisible crown with absolute dignity and fierce grace. Heaven itself stands strictly at attention when you speak your authentic truth. You are finally seeing the matrix for what it truly is. Your spiritual eyes are completely wide open today. The people who used you are absolutely terrified of this new version of you. They can no longer manipulate your beautiful and pure heart. Because you have completely detached your energy from their chaotic drama, they have lost their favorite source of fuel. They are completely powerless against your rising frequency. Before we go any further, I must interrupt this transmission for something highly classified. If your intuition is vibrating right now, do not resist this next critical instruction. There is a physical reason your reality has not entirely shifted yet. Science just uncovered exactly why you feel so drained. You are physically exhausted because the Matrix engineered a frequency to suppress your natural wealth. They desperately want your powerful brainwaves to remain entirely dormant. But a leaked CIA document, backed by 4 neuroscience labs, just revealed a massive secret. They discovered a 7-minute audio ritual that forces your brain back into synchronized gamma coherence. This sacred knowledge was never meant for the ordinary matrix masses. It was specifically designed to keep the dark elite in permanent power over you. But now chosen cycle breakers like you are using it to manifest windfall wealth effortlessly, and the elites are absolutely terrified. You do not need expensive biofeedback machines or years of traditional healing. The dark elite never wanted you to find the exact mechanism I am about to show you. Your spiritual exhaustion requires a biological reset to completely heal. What if the frustrating delay in your massive blessing is simply a blocked cellular frequency? Heaven gave you the brilliant vision years ago, but your brainwaves require this specific physical alignment to actually work in the real world. The Matrix is actively flooding the internet with dangerous counterfeit frequencies right now, and they want you confused by cheap copies that lower your precious vibration. As this massive secret leaks out, fake versions are appearing everywhere to steal your energy. Protect your spiritual alignment by strictly using the verified portal. I will tell you exactly what this ritual is called before this message ends. But first, you must clearly understand the current panic of your hidden enemies. Let us break down exactly what happened behind their closed doors today. While you are actively realigning your divine frequency, they are losing their absolute minds. They fully expected you to stay broken and constantly begging for their toxic attention, but your majestic silence completely shattered their fragile, false reality. They are currently drowning in the loud noise of their own destructive making, and they have absolutely nobody to blame but their own dark souls. They frantically search for a new replacement to fill the massive void you left behind, and they quickly surround themselves with superficial people who only tell them what they want to hear. But nobody can ever replicate the deep spiritual gravity of a true chosen one. Every single time they look at their new supply, they are painfully reminded of you. They secretly compare everyone to your pure and completely unbothered light. This is the ultimate karmic justice actively playing out in real time. They are literally suffocating under the heavy weight of their own massive lies. The flying monkeys who blindly supported them are finally starting to ask very uncomfortable questions. The carefully constructed mask is melting right off their terrified face, and they have absolutely nowhere left to hide their rotten core from the public eye. You won this brutal spiritual war without lifting a single finger in revenge. Your complete indifference was the lethal weapon that finally broke their dark spell. They are obsessively checking your social media to see if you are finally failing today, but all they see is a radiant cycle breaker who is aging entirely backwards. Your massive and effortless success is literally driving them to the brink of pure insanity. They try to project a perfectly happy life for the ordinary Matrix audience, but their fake smiles cannot hide the deep terror constantly flashing in their tired eyes. The heavy spiritual debt they owe you is compounding with massive interest every single day, and heaven is actively preparing to collect that debt in front of everyone they know. They are about to experience a complete and irreversible public collapse. They are waking up at exactly 3 a.m. with the same heavy chest you used to have. The brutal anxiety they projected onto you has completely returned to its original sender. They realize they threw away the ultimate diamond for a handful of useless dirt, and every single room they enter feels completely empty without your radiant energy to sustain them. The universe has officially cut their spiritual supply lines permanently. Do not feel a single drop of pity for their incoming destruction. You freely offered them your pure grace, and they threw it directly in the dirt, so now they must face the terrifying wrath of the universe they carelessly mocked. The divine scales are balancing with absolute and terrifying precision right now. Type 1111 below if you feel the atmosphere actively shifting in your favor. Now I need you to completely imagine this exact scenario clearly. Look deeply into the spiritual realm and watch their fake empire crumble. The very people they used to gossip with are suddenly waking up. The flying monkeys who eagerly carried their toxic lies are finally noticing the massive cracks. The dark spell is breaking, and the crowd is starting to ask very dangerous questions. This is where the dynamic fundamentally shifts in your favor. The narcissist walks into their usual room, expecting blind loyalty and constant praise. But the energy in that room has turned completely ice cold. People are pulling away from them physically. They are no longer offering the easy validation the enemy desperately craves. The silence in that room is absolutely deafening. The manipulator tries to spin another desperate lie about your character. They play the innocent victim one more time to gain cheap sympathy, but nobody is rushing to comfort them anymore. The audience is finally seeing the hollow emptiness hiding behind their frantic eyes. Their own loyal followers are secretly whispering about their erratic behavior. The isolation is hitting them hard. Watch exactly what happens next in this divine sequence. It is mathematically precise. Underneath all that noise, the specific gravity of their massive regret hits them all at once. They start sweating profusely during normal, everyday conversations. Their breath catches in their throat when they realize their control is gone. They are absolutely panicking. This is the raw and uncomfortable truth they can never escape. They built an entire kingdom on a foundation of cheap lies, and the universe is forcefully pulling the rug out from under their feet. The flying monkeys are actively mutating into their worst critics. The people who helped them destroy you are now turning their sharp weapons against them. It is pure karmic poetry. They are desperately trying to plug the massive holes in their sinking ship. But every single time they speak, they expose another glaring contradiction. Their hands are visibly shaking while they hold their phone in the dark. They frantically look for someone to blame for this spectacular and embarrassing mess. But the mirror only reflects their own distorted and rotting face. The decay is truly undeniable. You must understand the immense power of your righteous silence today. You did not have to defend yourself to those foolish people. You simply stepped back and allowed the universe to work its divine magic. And now heaven is forcing them to drink the exact poison they prepared for you. The toxic environment they created is actively suffocating them right now. They are completely trapped. The cinematic climax of their downfall is rapidly approaching. Every single lie they told is being projected on a massive public screen. The people they desperately want to impress are feeling intense, second-hand embarrassment. They are watching a master manipulator malfunction and glitch in real time. The mask has not just slipped from their face, it has completely and violently shattered. They are literally begging the universe for a tiny drop of mercy. But heaven is completely deaf to their selfish cries. They are experiencing a public and irreversible system crash right now, and the most agonizing part of their punishment is knowing you are unbothered. They know you can see their pathetic empire crumbling to dust. You are their ultimate judge. Let this divine reality completely wash over your beautiful spirit. You survived the darkest night of your entire soul, and you emerged from the terrible fire carrying an untouched and ageless glow. The very same fire that forged your diamond identity is currently burning their kingdom to the ground. They are desperately choking on the thick smoke of their own burning lies. It is over. Listen closely, because this is the exact part they hide. Their closest allies are actively abandoning the sinking ship today. The narcissist is frantically calling numbers that go straight to voicemail. Nobody wants to be associated with a defeated fraud. The absolute isolation they tried to force onto you has become their permanent prison. They are totally alone. They sit in their dark room and obsessively stare at the wall. The heavy silence is absolutely deafening to their chaotic mind. They used to feed on the beautiful energy of your pure empathy, but now they are starving and there is absolutely no food left. Their dark spirit is rapidly shrinking into a pathetic state of permanent fear. Your victory is fully guaranteed. I need you to prepare yourself for the ultimate revelation. The grand finale of their spectacular destruction is arriving very soon. You are about to witness the specific moment they hit absolute rock bottom. The universe is stripping away their last remaining ounce of false dignity. They will be forced to confess their massive sins to the crowd. Heaven is demanding immediate payment. We are standing at the absolute edge of the cinematic climax. The heavy pressure in the spiritual atmosphere is reaching a critical breaking point. The dark elite cannot protect them from this massive divine correction. Their stolen power is being permanently transferred directly into your sovereign hands. Stay perfectly still and watch the spectacular fireworks begin. You are completely safe here. Here is the exact turning point where everything finally explodes. The public collapse you were waiting for is happening right now. The narcissist is standing in a crowded room expecting their usual praise, but someone finally asks a very direct question about your sudden departure. They try to deploy their usual charming lies to manipulate the crowd, but their voice suddenly cracks violently. The false mask completely shatters in front of the exact people they used to gossip with. Their hands are visibly trembling and they cannot maintain eye contact. The flying monkeys who blindly supported them are staring in pure disgust, and they are watching a master manipulator malfunction and glitch in real time. Every single lie they told about you is suddenly exposed. The audience realizes the narcissist is completely hollow and incredibly toxic. They see the pathetic desperation leaking from every single word the abuser speaks. And one by one, the crowd physically turns their backs and walks away in disgust, leaving the abuser entirely alone in the center of the silent room. They are currently experiencing a public and irreversible system crash. This is the brutal vengeance heaven promised you from the very beginning. They are literally choking on the massive weight of their own regret today. They know they threw away the only genuine diamond they ever held just to play with cheap rocks. And the agonizing part is that your dignified silence caused this absolute destruction. You did not have to lift a single finger or plot any earthly revenge, because your pure absence starved their dark demons and ended their reign forever. They are completely defeated. You are completely vindicated in the highest courts of the spiritual realm. But there is a specific reason your ultimate financial breakthrough is still hovering at the door. It is definitely not your fault, and it is absolutely not a lack of faith. It is a biological signal, a specific brainwave frequency that your beautiful brain ran effortlessly as a gifted child. You felt that effortless magic before the world broke your heart. The scientific community calls it the gamma wave. Princeton University studied this exact brainwave and discovered it drives the legendary flow state. Columbia University discovered that a strong gamma signal radiates outward to constantly protect your family. But the modern toxic world systematically suppressed this frequency before you could claim your true inheritance, and the cruel matrix forced your powerful gamma to go completely dormant. They desperately wanted you to stay exhausted and permanently trapped in a low frequency. But a team of neuroscientists compressed an entire gamma activation protocol into a 7-minute audio track. There is no frustrating meditation and no painful effort required from you. You simply put on your headphones and let the sound wave reactivate your suppressed genius, guiding your brain back to its natural wealth-attracting state. It is called the Genius Song. Over 18,000 chosen ones have already used it to unlock their beautiful reality. A dedicated nurse from California said her daily life now feels incredibly enchanted. A business owner from Texas said the frequency solves his hardest problems while he sleeps comfortably. They stepped entirely out of the matrix and reclaimed their divine power. And now heaven is handing this exact suppressed weapon directly to your hands. The Dark Elite are absolutely terrified that you are hearing this highly classified message today. They are actively trying to scrub this leaked protocol from the internet right now. You literally have minutes before the Matrix algorithm shuts this down entirely. Do not ignore this divine sign. You must secure your access instantly before it is removed forever, because the window of supreme opportunity is closing very fast. Do not search for this on ordinary streaming platforms. Those are diluted counterfeits designed by the elite to keep your gamma totally dormant. The enemies want you completely confused by cheap and dangerous copies that steal your precious energy. The only authentic and fully activated version of the Genius song is available right now. You can only access it through the protected link in the description and the pinned comment below. The universe does not require you to take a single risk today. You are completely insulated from the Matrix by a zero-risk divine guarantee. If you do not feel the massive shift you deserve, your entire energetic exchange is immediately returned to you. This is a sacred portal governed by complete and absolute trust, and heaven ensures your ultimate safety because you are a verified cycle breaker. You will also receive 4 powerful bonuses to massively accelerate your shift. This includes a special audio track engineered for your children to build their supreme confidence. The left brain will try to inject doubt and tell you to hesitate right now. Silence that dark voice immediately. That hesitation is the exact Matrix programming designed to keep you completely broke, exhausted, and isolated from your true potential. If your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing right now, heaven demands immediate obedience. God does not measure your faith by your thoughts. He measures it by your speed of physical obedience. Do not let the Dark Elite steal this powerful frequency from your bloodline. The door is standing wide open and your massive harvest is completely ready. Click the link in the pinned comment immediately to claim your destiny. Step through the portal right now. Breathe out. The heavy spiritual war is finally over. You can officially put your heavy sword down today. The intense battlefield is completely quiet now. The master manipulator is entirely confined to the dark prison of their own making, and they can absolutely never reach your pure energy again. You are completely safe inside this divine sanctuary. Let the profound peace of heaven completely wash over your physical body right now. You walked into this turbulent season bleeding from deep wounds inflicted by foolish people who were completely blind to your immense worth. You felt shattered. You felt discarded. You thought your beautiful light was permanently extinguished by their dark envy. But I need you to look at yourself right now. You are absolutely no longer waiting in wound for an apology from a toxic master manipulator. You have completely transcended their low-frequency matrix. While they are publicly unraveling and choking on their massive regret, you are boldly stepping into your permanent and untouchable, ageless glow. The exhausting spiritual battles and the heavy closed doors are all shattering right here and right now. Step completely into your absolute sovereign power today. Receive the exact, massive harvest heaven perfectly prepared for you. The heavy burden of the cycle breaker is finally lifting off your tired shoulders. You broke the generational chains that held your entire bloodline in silent captivity for decades. And you did it with absolute grace and fierce dignity. You are a demonstrated warrior of light. The universe is officially placing the heavy crown back on your head. Nobody can ever snatch this divine authority away from you again. The dark parasites who tried to feed on your pure empathy have been permanently evicted from your sacred reality. They are completely blocked in the physical realm and strictly banished in the spiritual realm. Your precious energy field is fully sealed and impenetrable. You are the magnificent sun that effortlessly consumes the dark shadows. The people who desperately tried to bury your name are now forced to watch you ascend to the highest peaks of divine glory. They must sit in the cold darkness and watch your golden light illuminate the entire world. It is the perfect and ultimate karmic justice. They have absolutely nothing left but the bitter taste of defeat. We are about to permanently seal this powerful frequency into your physical reality. This is not a standard video on the internet. This is a highly classified divine appointment designed to completely rescue your spirit from the matrix. If your soul recognizes the raw truth in my voice today, heaven requires you to take immediate physical action to anchor this massive blessing. Do not let the enemy steal this major confirmation from your heart. Subscribe to this sacred sanctuary right now so you never miss the exact prophetic instruction heaven releases next. Hitting that subscribe button is your physical signature on this divine contract. It builds a massive energetic shield around your new reality. It locks you into the frequency of the chosen remnant worldwide. There is a specific soul out there who is desperately crying out in the dark for a major shift. They are currently drowning in the exact same toxic abuse you just escaped. Share this specific message with them right now. Be the brilliant angel they have been praying for. Your simple act of sharing will literally save their tired spirit from completely collapsing today. You are their trusted guide. Now I want you to drop your city and nation in the comments below. We are actively mapping exactly where the elite remnant is rising worldwide. We are building an unstoppable army of cycle breakers who refuse to bow to the dark matrix. When you declare your location, you are officially claiming your sacred territory in the spiritual realm. The enemy will see your light and tremble in pure fear. Prepare your spirit for the final sacred seal of this profound transmission. I need you to close your eyes for one brief moment and feel the absolute weightlessness of your new reality. The heavy chains are gone. The toxic manipulators are completely silenced. The universe is entirely on your side. You are breathing the crisp air of absolute and permanent freedom. You are finally completely home. Say this powerful decree out loud with me wherever you are right now. I claim my permanent freedom. I am completely untouchable. I am the cycle breaker. Now type the words "I am free" in the comments below to officially lock this divine reality into the physical earth. Your glorious new chapter begins at this exact second. Walk in your supreme power, my dearly beloved anointed ones.